Does experience matter? Does it really matter about experience in the real estate and the lending world? Well, I'm going to tell you, I think it does. And we're going to talk about that today. I've got a young lady with me that has been in the business, I think, about the same amount of time that I have. So you're going to be listening to 50 years experience in this business. Miss Marie King, good morning. How are you?
Terrific. Thanks for asking. I hope you are as well.
Absolutely. You know what? At my age, when I get up in the morning, put my feet on the bed, or feet on my bed, take my feet off my bed, put them on the floor, I'm having a good day. Okay. And
Yeah.
I say that like I'm an old man. I'm not an old man, but yeah, I'm not in my 40s anymore. So, there's that. So I opened it up about experience because you and I had a conversation the other day, and experience really does matter. Okay. Um, I know there's some young guns out there, and I'm not talking about age, and maybe some of them, but tenure wise in this on both sides of the fence in our business that are doing okay and doing well. All right. But I want to hear from you. First, I want to hear who you are, where you came from, how long you've been in the business, and then let's talk about experience. So,
Okay.
who is Marie King?
Yes. Marie King. I'm with Keller Williams Realty, and I have been since just after they came to Chattanooga. So it's been over 17 years. And I've been a realtor in Chattanooga for 24 years, which, like you were talking about age and tenure, and I'm like, I'm shocked. 24 years. Um, the only thing I've done longer is be a mom. And I am a mom to two amazing young adults. Rachel is a nurse, and Nathan is a teacher, fifth grade teacher. And I'm so proud of both of them and for what they contribute to our community. And quite frankly, I guess in a sense, that's what I've been doing for 24 years and contributing, or being a part of our community. Real estate really is families or singles, people that are building a life in a home. So it's a relationship business. So, and I've been in Chattanooga for 35 years, and so I'm not a
Where'd you come,
native.
where, where'd you come from?
I grew up in Rhode Island, and in my teens we moved to Pennsylvania, and then in my 20s, don't do the math, but in my 20s we moved to Tennessee, to Chattanooga.
See, that's weird because I moved to Tennessee 32 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I'm from Dallas, Texas. So that's neither here nor there. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I could tell, and we've known each other for a while.
Yes.
I could tell that you wasn't from around here. I mean, you can't hide everything. But
Right. I feel
anyway,
like I've assimilated pretty well. There's a few terms that I probably will refuse to put into my vocabulary, just so I can remain looking and or sounding like that Yankee that I am.
yeah. So anyway, you got to Chattanooga and
And
been,
well, my
been
first 10 years, I was a stay-at-home mom. I supplemented the income with waitressing, so I feel like I've been in customer service my whole life.
sure.
So there was some waitressing being done, when the kids were very little. But when they were 10 and 11, that was when I got into real estate. And a friend of mine in Pennsylvania, my best friend, said, we just bought our second house, and the realtor that we work with reminds me of you. I think you should be a realtor.
What?
Basically saying, when are you going to get a job? Like a real job. And that's really was the catalyst. And actually, my kid's father, of course, I was married at the time, and he had always said I would be a great realtor from that moment on. So it took a little bit for me to look into what that entailed. And quite frankly, as soon as I launched my career, the people that knew me, liked me, trusted, and respected me. But I'll tell you what, they also knew that I didn't know anything about selling a house. Um, they knew from church and the kids' school, I was homeroom mom, that I could be trusted with a task. and that's the way I reflect on those early adopters of, people that believed in me. And I really launched my career, the number one company at the time, and felt great about it. And again, moved to Keller Williams 17 years ago.
It's amazing because there seems to be a common theme with people that I do business with, and I'm talking about successful people. I'm talking about people that have, whether they've been successful for 2 years or for 24 years, it's always about service. It always comes back to service. The people I've been in the service industry for 46 years now, and you look at that in dealing with the public and dealing with people. It's so important, and we do. I think everybody, you got some countries that make their people go into the armed forces, for a certain amount of time. I think everybody ought to have to work in a restaurant for 2 years.
I
You know,
agree.
it does two or three things. It teaches them how to work, and then it teaches them how to deal with people.
Yeah.
So, what has made you successful? What do you think? What do you think is the driving force that's made you successful?
I think it's really the word you were just using, service.
Hmm.
And it's not about the commission, which of course I've got a very nice life that I'm living based on, the way I get paid. However, it's the service and serving people, and making sure, knowing their needs. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of times that I think to myself, oh my goodness, I'm so glad this couple or this young person or this single person has chosen to work with me, because sometimes I think to myself, I'm probably the best fit for them. And that's not egotistical at all. It's
Yeah.
just knowing, it's the going back to the word you started with, Kevin, experience. Um, and the years that I've been in this business, I've seen a lot, and I've experienced a lot, and the service, and what I think has helped my success is a phrase that my second broker, Robin Matthews, I'm going to give her credit for teaching this to us. Don't let them smell commission on your breath. It doesn't smell good,
That's
and
right.
that's the way we
You
get
know,
paid. So
that's right.
yep. And that was something I never did anyway. It was just always the service. But it's the joy. The joy. it's maybe it's a little self-serving. I get a lot of joy out of helping people, whether it's another agent in this business, or it's a buyer or a seller. A lot of joy.
Just yesterday, well, there's two things because I want to talk about the commission breath. Um, the day it is about the money is the day that it's over. Okay, because people can see that, and I think after 24 years and 24 years of doing this business, people get a feel for what's really going on. Just yesterday, I got a young couple. She's 27, he's 28. He just turned 30, and they were scared to death when we had the first conversation. Got the application in, got all their income, scheduled a consultation later in the day, and yesterday I'm talking to them, and I'm telling them, I said, first, congratulations, you're really going to be buying a house. And we're having it, and all of a sudden it got really difficult. And I'm thinking, did you not hear me? I'm not on a Zoom call with them. And finally I said, guys, are you okay? I mean, and she says, he's sitting here crying. He's sitting here with a big smile on his face with tears, running down his face. I never get tired of hearing people that are so excited. And even after thousands and thousands and thousands of closed loans, I still get excited telling somebody that, yes, you really can buy a home. And it's just, I don't know. There's moments like that to say, you know what, I'm still doing the right thing.
Yes.
So tell me, tell me why you think experience matters, and especially in this market.
Right. And going back to what you said, you had something happen yesterday. It's almost a daily, 4 or 5 times a week, perhaps.
Mhm.
There is a conversation I'm having that somebody, um, didn't think they could be a homeowner, or didn't think that the sale of their home um, could happen after their purchase. So, in most people's mindset, I think they're like, well, I have a house to sell. I got to sell that now before I buy my next one. But as you know, and, helping others with creatively strategizing. Uh,
Right.
and that's where experience comes from, or happens, is when you can say, well, here's a strategy. And I'm very much driving my own lane. I'm the realtor, I am not the lender. However, I know enough, as I say, just to be dangerous, to say,
Right.
talk to Kevin Blair, talk to a lender that you might know and have a relationship with, find out those opportunities. And so I just closed one recently, and they had no idea that they could have reduced the chaos of their small family, their young family, well, small and young, a toddler and almost I think a 6-month old, to not have to sell and then buy. So they bought, and then we're going to be listing their home soon. So experience,
It's
it,
go ahead.
yeah, experience is helping my clients, and it's helping them. As you and I, if someone said to me, hey, can I help you make your day less chaotic, I'd say, sign me up.
Sign me up.
Yeah,
Exactly.
anything we can do to be to help somebody, smooth out the wrinkles in either what they perceive is going to be a task that is overwhelming, making that task not overwhelming, like I said, smoothing it out for them and giving them options. And I mean, that's something, personally, I love options. I don't like to be stuck into one option versus options. So
Right.
yeah, yeah.
It's funny because right now we're sitting as a national average, we're sitting on an average of $274,000 worth of equity, right? Which is the highest in any time. Uh, and if we look at that, especially in what you're talking about, being able to buy before you sell, there's a couple of new avenues that are out there now. One of them has been out there for about a year and a half. Another one has been out here now for about 6 or 8 months. Uh, and it's allowing people to do exactly what you're talking about, but it's that experience, the thinking, and here's what I really think is important is a partnership with everybody talking. Um, because the more we educate ourselves, the more we know, the better we can serve our people. So let me ask you a tough question. Okay. In 24 years that I've been doing this, that you've been doing this, my first 7 years, I was in the refi business. It was just refis. That's it. Uh, in 2005, 2000, I guess 2005, 2006, I went straight purchases. Um, it wasn't until that time, Maria, that at the first 7 years, it was a job. It was a career. Now, I took care of people. I cared about what I was doing, but there was a time in my career 17 years ago, and I'll never forget it, that I said, okay, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. This is a true calling. Uh, and I think of it as God has me in this spot to do what I'm doing. Has there been a time in the last 24 years for you that you said, you know, this is why I do it, and this is why I should be, this is why it is a calling for me?
You're right. That is a tough question, because I don't think I can think of one particular instance. However, it's kind of like I mentioned when just recently. So it didn't take 24 years to have that moment. However, just that recent moment of being so excited that I was able to, talk to, this young couple that had been in the home that I sold to them for 8 years. And they had, I was, so proud of them. I'm a real estate mama these days.
Yep.
And don't you dare say I'm a real estate grandmother. I'm not there yet. Um, but I'm definitely a real estate mama. I have sold, well, now I'm going to get off the topic, but I'll come
No.
back. But I went the first time I sold a client's adult child, a home, I thought, ooh, I'm multi generational.
Yes.
Isn't that fun?
but what that says, what that tells both of us is that those people, and we both work our databases, we both stay in touch with them. I mean, you would not believe what we do as a team to stay in front of my 1,400 clients that I've had. And I just started my database 14 years ago, which makes me sick. Okay.
Yeah.
But to stay in front, but to have people call us back and say, this is my child. Okay. Can you help them? I mean, that says it all.
Yes.
That says it all.
The repeat and the referral business. And when I look at, sometimes I look at a family tree, and I've sold, their aunt, I've sold their brother-in-law, their sister-in-law, their mother. Just this, in the last 6 months, I've sold 2 of my friends' parents a house. So my, friends live here. Their parents want to come, be closer to the grandchildren. So 2 sales in the last, actually like 3 months, that occurred. So yes, I've got family trees like crazy. My database, if it had a family tree,
Wouldn't that be something
it'd
to
be all over the place.
create?
Yeah. And it's when I look back, even when, my, like I said, adult children, when they were in school, they were my biggest cheerleaders. And some of my business at the time, I sold one of Rachel's teachers a house. Nathan, when he got out of school, one of his coworkers a house. I mean, my kids are my cheerleaders, and my career has helped provide them with a life worth living as well.
I tell you what, I'm so glad we did this, and thank you so much for being a part of this with me. It is we need this kind of information out there, Marie. It is there is a difference. So there's some great lenders, there's some great realtors, um, some with multi years experience like us, and some with not so much experience. I still think that is a great time to buy. I still think it's a great time to build generational wealth. I still think it's a great time to be in the real estate market. I will forever say that. I mean,
Yes.
it has taken care of me and my family with the homes that we've owned, with how it's just, the story, the backstories, all of that. I can't thank you enough for being who you are, number one. Okay. Being a true pro in our business and in our community, and what you have done for the countless number of agents that you have helped and the countless number of people that you have helped. Kudos to you, lady.
Thank you, Kevin.
So what's the best way for somebody to reach you?
Well, my cell phone has been the same since day one, and it is 423-355-1998. My email is marie.chattanooga@gmail.com. And of course, I'm on Facebook and all the socials.
All the things that we got to do now.
Yeah. At some outside my comfort zone, I've been challenged to do a TikTok video every day. I'm like, oh. So anyway.
Yeah.
That's a full-time job.
Yes, it
really
is. Yes, it is. I'll tell you about that one day.
Okay.
Well, guys, I'm Kevin Blair with Element Home Loans. Our website is kevinblairteam.com. Our office number is 423-488-7571. If you call that number, don't get an answer, there's an option it will ring right to me. If I don't answer, it goes right to my partner. If you like this kind of information, hit like, hit subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. If you'd like help in this area, and when I say this area, the Chattanooga area, the North Georgia area, I'm in 9 different states, but I focus on Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia. Miss Marie, again, thank you so much for being a part of this, and I can't wait to see you again.
Thanks, Kevin. Have a great day.